Beer. Sparkling, golden, pure, refreshing.
Oh, hey, now come on. Hang on now. Can't we just settle this over a pint? No. All right, then. Come on!
Chilled now, and Ingrid serves it in the traditional manner, from a pitcher with a garland of greenery. Mmm. These guys find the kind of relaxation and release they need in a cold glass of beer. For them, only beer does it.
Grandpa's telling tales of yore. Bruce Q talks about comics more. Norm's got jokes that we adore. Hawk's our mascot, hear it roar. 3BeerMen drinking in the streams, laughing like there's no tomorrow. Hawk's loud squirrel praising the bars, filled with joy, never sorrow. Grandpa's got his old school tricks, Bruce Q's latest adventure and more. Norm with laughs that'll mix, Hawk circles watch him soar. Beer cans clinking, stories unfold. Nights like these are pure gold. These memories bold, never sold. In Twilight's glow time behold. Everyone needs a night like this, full of stories can't be missed. Simple joys, pure bliss. In each sip, there's a twist. Men drinking in the streams, laughing like there's no tomorrow. Hawks, loud spark raising the bars, filled with joy, never sorrow. 3BeerMen drinking in the streams, laughing like there's no tomorrow. Hawks, loud spark raising the bars, filled with joy, never sorrow. Grandpa's got his old school tricks, Bruce Q's latest adventure and more. Norm with laughs that'll mix, Hawk circles watch him soar. Beer cans clinking, stories unfold. Nights like these are pure gold. These memories bold, never sold. In Twilight's glow time behold. Everyone needs a night like this, full of stories can't be missed. Simple joys, pure bliss. In each sip, there's a twist. In each sip, there's a twist.
Hello and welcome to 3BeerMen. I'm Norm, one of the hosts. Bruce is going to be a little late. He's down in Peru, so he's running around Peru right now.
He's working the party circuit down there.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, it's
Carnival week.
Yeah, and he'll be reporting on Carnival a little later in the show. In the meantime,
Indeed.
we got Cosmic Grandpa and Hawk here. And how you doing, Hawk?
I'm struggling.
Oh, did you get your heat all worked out?
My what?
Didn't you have problems with your heater or something?
No, it's not my heater.
Okay. Well, why didn't you say what you're drinking tonight? Start off.
Drinking Jack and Coke again.
All right. So Jack and Coke Bird.
It's going to be high on the list again when we do the 2025 review of.
Probably.
I've been revisiting the beers from the Pizza Port Brewery, so I'm drinking a Pizza Port once again. This one's called Mongo, and it's a double India Pale Ale, 8% alcohol per volume, so which is pretty standard now for. It's a little higher than a lot of them, but it's pretty standard for IPAs, especially
Yeah.
West Coast ones. So has a classic IPA look. I do like their logo. It's basically a pint glass. So so
Nice.
yeah. Pizza Port's in well the original restaurant brewery is in Carlsbad. The brewery itself is right outside there, but they do have a beer pub in Carlsbad, Oceanside, just all along the West Coast. Most of them are in San Diego County. I think they have one above that too in either Orange County or Los Angeles, but very beach going themes since they're all on the beach. So this is a nice double IPA, nice and smooth. It's not too potent. I used to drink this one a lot. Um, just it's fairly you can find it fairly regularly around in Southern California. I'm not sure nationally how if you can find them, but if you like IPAs, you should check out their other stuff. So, cheers.
Indeed. I don't think I get Pizza Port here. I've got a Pizza Boy here in Pennsylvania, but I don't think we get Pizza Port out here.
Port Brew, yeah, Port Brewing. I think they're just regional to California and maybe Nevada and surrounding states, but I don't think they do ship to East Coast. Um, so,
Indeed.
what are you drinking, Kaz?
All right. Well, since tonight we're celebrating the German and as well as the Peruvian, despite the fact that I used to own a German brewery from which I could have technically selected any one of a number of authentic German styles. In fact, I'm wearing my Kaiser Pils shirt tonight. Deepak will recognize this one as the band one. Uh, we stopped using this design when somebody complained that it was culturally insensitive to victims of World War One to depict a
Um,
skull wearing a Pickelhaube helmet.
and there's so many of them still
Yeah,
surviving.
yeah, World War One
Uh,
survivors. Yeah, so yeah, that was in about 2018, which would have been just about exactly 100 years after the end of World
uh,
War One. But anyway, neither here nor there. So instead, I decided to go completely authentic tonight and headed out to the beer store to check out the selection of real German imports. And that selection was so good that I ended up getting two. So tonight we're actually going to do a comparison of two authentically different German styles, but similar in a way, a Doppelbock and a Schwarzbier. And the Doppelbock that I'm having tonight is called Celebrator, and it's from Ehinger Brewery in Bavaria, in the town of Ehing, which is just south of Munich. And Doppelbock translates to double bock, and it's called that because it is traditionally brewed strong, upwards of 7% ABV. To Norm's point about IPAs, that's not strong at all in the IPA world. IPA is kind of, a mild IPA is 8%, and strong ones are, higher than that. um, so this one here at 6.7 is a strong Bock beer, but a relatively mild beer on the pale ale scale. And as a Bock, you can see that it does pour dark. We'll get a little head on her there. Just wake it up. All right. You can see that the Doppelbock is quite dark. It lives up to its name, and the thing about Doppelbocks is they are very flavorful. Uh,
I, I
they've
was going to
got
say
lots of
chewy.
notes, after notes, um, lots of different things that are very unusual. And again, these are Reinheitsgebot, so they have nothing in them. There's no additives. There's no berries or fruits or anything like that. These are barley hops, um, and water, and yeast, and that's it. The Kostriger, on the other hand, is a dark beer. It's a Schwarzbier, as you can see from the label there. And Kostriger, that's I forget what they call that particular letter again now, SZ. Um, and Schwarzbier actually translates in English to black beer. So this is going to be the darkest of the dark beers.
May Schwartz be with you.
Yes,
Exactly what I was thinking.
indeed. And that is a another traditional German style. And Kostritzer is famous for their Schwarzbier. If you look up that, Kostritzer is actually located in Thuringia, which is a region of Germany that was actually part of East Germany before the reunification in 1990. And this is your traditional German lager in terms of ABV. This is 4.8%. So this is what a German beer was brewed to be, which is between 4 and 5%.
That first one you showed with the rams on the thing, I
The
think I
box, yes.
yeah, the box. I think I've had that one before, and it came with a little plastic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it has a little plastic box. That my
Yeah.
4-pack did not come.
Yeah.
I see
They're like a
that.
Happy Meal toy, but for beer.
Yeah.
All right.
There we
I
go.
don't know why I disappeared there.
All right.
Bruce? Nope. No, he just went off on me.
Yeah.
Must be having connectivity issues.
Yeah. With a Peruvian hotel Wi-Fi, maybe. So.
Indeed. Well, to finish up real quick, both of these styles, the Doppelbock and the Schwarzbier, were originally brewed by German monks to take the place of food during the Lenten fasts. So I'm a little bit early since Lent doesn't technically start for another week and a half. And I also have a head start on Fat Tuesday with the Carnaval beads that I'm wearing tonight to celebrate Carnaval season in Peru, which is going on in February. And Bruce may be telling us about that if he can get everything working at some point.
Yeah. I was looking at your beads. I was like, is it Mardi Gras already? But I thought it was next month. But yeah, I guess it's coming
Bruce
up
is
real fast.
not hearing us. That's the issue. Bruce is still not hearing us.
Audio.
He had this happen before. He's got to come out and back in a couple times.
Check your browser settings, Bruce. Make sure your
He's
audio.
he's on his phone tonight. He
Okay.
had an unfortunate situation with his laptop, so he's waiting to get that back. Anyway, all right. Shoot him a message real quick.
Oh, we can hear him.
We hear Bruce.
Yeah.
All right, he is jumping
Well-
out and back in. All right, so
You want to go to the
you
chat?
want any more explanation of? I was going to explain when Bruce was here the difference between the Schwarzbier and the stout, which is Bruce's favorite style, of course. Stouts being ales, and these both being lagers. Bruce, are you hearing us yet?
No table. No, es bueno. Mi camera aquí.
Not hearing us yet? Still not hearing us?
Can you hear us?
You're still not
We-
hearing us.
Well,
Maybe
Yeah.
the audio is one way in Peru. This-
yeah. Like your hat, Bruce.
Yeah, I asked him to wear that one for when we cover Wide World of Hats.
Yeah, Kitty crochets hats like that. That look very much like that. All right. Well, while he's getting set up, should we go to the
Let's
Chat?
do that. Let's run over to the chats and go through those real quick.
All right. Over in Rumble, it looks like we just have Gypsy and Willie over there. But if you do want to go over there and give us a thumbs up, we would appreciate it. And we got quite a few people in. Well, we got Woody M in YouTube. I thought I had the Odyssey chat up, but it doesn't look like there's anybody there anyway. So I want to go over the and of course we got Madness Comic Network over on YouTube as well. Looks like Willie fixed it. No, that's Rumble. All right. Do you want to go over the D Live chat, Cos?
I can do that. Let's see. First in tonight was Willie Fix It. He's jumping around all the chats. Val Kimber is with us tonight. And by the way, Val is going to be doing a special
Tomas hoy.
tonight at
You can hear me, but I can't hear
11:30
you.
Eastern Time.
So
I believe
that's
he
a
said.
problem. I don't know what's going
And,
on. I can't seem to figure out the audio. So if you guys can hear me, the best thing I can suggest is whoever's got a cell phone I can call into. I have better service with a cell phone calling in when it's time for me to go over, the stuff and discuss it with you. Or you can have me on the telephone the whole time right now and I can listen in. But I can't hear anything on your end. I'm going to try Brave. Give me one more chance to try Brave.
Brave.
On my phone.
I've had problems with Brave.
Can't hear you guys.
That was
Not at all.
Brave.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Brave. That was exactly the
Let
same.
me mute stage, listen off stage feeds. Oh,
Yeah, you're.
So, all right. Well,
nope,
Repeat after me. I was squawking and
nope, that didn't do it. Full screen mode, local recording. Nope.
Well.
Camera. I'm set to 720. Let me do low def.
That's
you need
not
to
Yeah,
gonna
just
fix
look
the
at it.
audio.
Audio.
Heck yeah.
I can see I'm bouncing. Microphone's working, but I'm not hearing you at all. I'm gonna hit default and see what
Wait.
happens. Work.
Yeah.
What? Maybe it did. Nope.
Do you have headphones or?
No, I can't hear anybody.
I don't know.
I'll be back.
I don't know if he's. All right.
All right.
I'm going to, at some point in time, when we have a minute here, I'm going to text Bruce and tell him to try calling in on the
the phone number.
the number
All right.
and see if that works.
Yep. We haven't used that in a while, so
We
that
haven't, and I'm not even sure if it's actually turned on right now, so I need to do some fiddling to get that working. In the meantime, all right, where was I? How far did I make it? I think I
I
made it as far as Val Kimber and his show at
yeah,
11:30 tonight. I'd have to scroll back and see what it's about. It had something to do with clowns. I remember that. So Val, if you want to drop that in the chat again, I'll mention it again. Meanwhile, we also have John Rogers, Jayla17, TL Spud, Bad Zoot, Peggy Dancer, Artist 61, and Syllabore. Good to see you all tonight. Always great to see our loyal D Live audience, our oldest and most faithful.
so
Did you catch Woody? I missed. I was busy fumbling. Did you catch Woody M over in the YouTube?
yes, I did.
Okay, good. Because he
Yes.
mentioned Doppelbach, and
Yeah. Yeah. We have the YouTube and the Rumble. Hawk, you got some. You got some. You got an open mic there, Hawk. We can hear. Okay, so and over to pill.net, one of our favorite places to stream. We got Willie Fixit coming in there early before the show even started, as well as Adness Comic Network. And the first one to comment is the beautiful Hang Ten Alien Surfer chick after the show started streaming. And if you missed it last night on Coffee's Coffee Talk with Sandra's channel last night, they had the Foxhole Squares every Saturday night, hosted by Zozo Dude. She was a contestant, so check it out if you missed it.
Hey,
And
Norm, you got an open mic.
yeah,
You're talking.
yeah, I know, but we heard like a bunch of crumpling from your microphone. It was like,
It must have been some other microphone, Norm.
okay, okay, all right, that's what I would say. There's a bunch of crinkling. So we got Mr. Tizo. Good to see you. I see you everywhere in everybody's chat. So it's always happy to see you over in ours. So, and we got I scroll down just Laura Dora. Good to see you. And Sigurd Dragon Slayer. Good to see you as well. Deplorable Farmer. Good to see you. And I think that's it. So, did I miss anybody?
I don't think so. Nope. I'm looking at the recap screen there, and it's good.
So,
All right.
all right.
So that is everybody who's here. Do you guys want to tap dance for a second while I shoot Bruce a text with the message to try the call-in number?
Sure.
Yeah, we can do that.
So,
Hope you brought your shoes, Norm.
what?
Hope you brought your tap dance for your shoes.
Yeah. I'm having problems hearing you, Hawk. It's
I
weird.
hope you brought your tap dancing shoes.
Oh, tap dancing shoes. Actually, I'm wearing slippers right now.
You're wearing ballerina shoes.
My slippers, very comfortable. So they're not a sponsor, but you should actually check out My Pillow's website and check out their slippers. It's the most comfortable slippers I've ever had. But speaking of sponsors, we haven't mentioned
Flip City?
yeah, in a while, so I don't see them in the chat, but yeah, you should check
They're
out.
always with us in spirit.
Yeah, I see Bruce in the chat. Can you hear us now, Bruce?
I'm assuming Bruce is still not hearing us.
Yeah, I see him there, but I don't.
Well, if he's in it, there he is.
Yeah. Can you hear us? No, you can't
No.
hear us.
Still no audio.
We can hear you.
I don't know what's going on. You
Yeah.
can hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
I can't hear anybody, and I've got the volume turned all the way up.
It's called selective hearing.
Are you doing yeah. Well, he's not gonna be able to hear me.
Settings, audio.
I'm just wondering if it's something from his phone.
Nothing.
You don't have any headphones either. No headphones?
I don't. I have an earbud. I don't have
Yeah.
another set.
Okay.
Yeah. Who can I call into?
Uh Cause is texting
Do
you
you
the
want me to call
number
you,
now.
Norm?
No, Cause is texting you the number.
I can't hear you, so I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Doesn't help.
Hold
Do you
on.
understand sign language? I can do that.
All right. I don't want to interrupt the show. I'll call Cosmic.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We were just doing a tap dance.
Yeah.
Cos, text me the line you want me to call, please. Text me which number, Cosmic.
He's doing that now. Yeah. Right, Cause?
Yeah, I'm trying to. My damn phone won't copy and paste the phone number. I really despise trying to do things like this on the fly. I really, really wish we would plan these things.
Yep.
It's really kind of embarrassing to be doing
Oh,
this stuff
shepherding
on the fly.
shepherd. Yeah. Put that Shitsa sticker. I was thinking about Leonard on Tuesday when that was 2 years since he's passed on Tuesday. So guys,
You know, that's why I kept his Telegram DMs with me still active. I did a big clean out, but I kept that just to keep. I don't know.
yeah. I don't know. He's a good guy, and
Yeah.
Wednesday I was thinking about him all day Wednesday because of yeah, I can't believe it's been 2 years already. God.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Time just flies by.
Yep. So prayers out for Leonard there.
Hey, Cos, if you can hear me, just shake your head yes or no. Is the 845 line working?
845.
That's
You
the
want me
number
to
I
call
was
that
trying to
now?
text. That's the number I was trying to text him.
Yeah. Yeah. Call that one.
All right.
All right,
Let's see if that works.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh, we've got
yeah.
It's quite delayed.
Let me see if I can put my earbud in if that'll
Let me
take
see
it
if I
away.
can put
Hold
my
on.
earbud in if that'll take it away.
Anybody
Well,
else getting the echo? This won't work.
Yeah. Yeah.
This ain't gonna work. With
If
the
you
echo.
if you drop Bruce from the stream, we can hear him on the
Is
stream.
that any better?
Oh, okay. There we
Yeah.
go. Hang on. Let me mute him on the stream.
Yeah.
Oh, that would help.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to
That
mute
would help.
myself.
Oh, I need to mute myself.
Wait, you can hear yourself,
My
but not us?
apologies.
Okay.
So I'm using Elvia's camera
All right.
to
I think we might actually be working now.
video stream you guys. Can you hear me?
Yeah. If you're using another camera,
Bruce,
2, 3, 4.
do this. Mute you on the phone, but leave the stream or leave the EV Mux mic turned on. Turn that unmute that.
Yeah.
We can hear
How does
you
that
better.
sound?
Yeah, we hear you better that way. And there's
Okay,
no
now I
echo.
can hear you in my ear in the earbud. You're not hearing the echo, but you're hearing me on the phone.
All right.
This phone. Okay. Wow. Holy. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to take up so much time.
And Bruce, can you you can hear me, right? I just want to make sure you can hear
All right. So everybody got through what they're drinking tonight, right?
Yeah. Can you hear all of us or just Kaz? That was the question.
Nope, I'm not hearing Norm, Kaz.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
I'm only hearing you respond to me.
All right, hang on a sec. Let me see if
Well,
I
that's kind of
can
cool, though, isn't it?
figure out what that routing is. That's StreamYard to the phone. All right. Norm, go ahead and talk again now.
Can you hear me now? All right, cool. And I was thinking maybe
Yes, I can.
I was thinking maybe the reason you can't hear us is because your audio out. If you have a separate camera, your
we'll figure
yeah.
that out.
All right.
TL and Mrs. Spud were having exactly the same problem. We could hear them, but they couldn't hear us.
Mhm.
Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
I'm hearing myself coming through somebody's stream.
And you'll be quite delayed hearing us, but
Okay.
oh well. At least you can hear us.
Yep. Yep. And so, what are you drinking, Bruce?
So I bought 2 different beers for this specific show,
So did
but
Grandpa.
I wound up not really being able to drink them because I'm at 4,000 meters above sea level, and if I drink any alcohol tonight, I'm passing out. So I am drinking what's known as Munya tea.
Ah.
It's an
Well,
herb
don't you
that
have those
grows
special
here
leaves that-
wild in the Peruvian region. And it helps with your stomach and your head with altitude sickness. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers. So don't drink beer when you're high. I mean,
No. Do not drink beer when you're high.
yeah.
You can argue that. But
Yeah, well. So are you suffering from altitude sickness a lot when you're over there?
When we originally got here in San Pedro de Cajas, I did get altitude sickness. But of course, coming into Peru, when I first got here, I had food poisoning from the airplane.
Oh,
So it took me 5 days to recover from that.
I can imagine.
And then I was able to enjoy myself.
Yeah. So you took a vacation, and now you had to recover from the first part of your vacation, so you can enjoy your. Yeah, that's the way it goes. Sometimes.
Yeah, but I'm doing okay now. But I don't want to interrupt the show. Let's get on with what we're talking about.
All right. Well, now that you're here, actually, we can go ahead and jump into tonight's first segment, which is water.
Spanning the globe.
This is 3BeerMen's Wide World of Hats.
So, yeah, tonight I'm wearing my authentic Alpen hat. Tonight, as my slides here, I am not going to cover. Okay, I lost my hats. All right, well, I lost my hats. Oh, there we go. There we go. We are not going to cover the pickle halba tonight that I mentioned earlier on the shirt, the World War I helmet. But as I said, I'm wearing my Alpen hat tonight, and that I've been wearing an Alpen hat for quite a few years, actually, all the way back to my German band days, and somehow that picture disappeared. So, but you guys have seen that one before. But I was actually looking for a hat with a Peruvian theme, which I originally thought would be appropriate for a sombrero, which I do have, you know. But what I discovered in doing the research is that this style of sombrero is virtually non-existent in Peru, except maybe in tourist circles. I don't know. But what I found that really caught my attention, and this is why I brought this up now for Bruce, is because when I was looking for hats with a Peruvian theme, the first hat when I Googled Peruvian hat was this. And this, I mean, literally hundreds of this style of hat right here is what came up. And that is, of course, as you can see, what Bruce is wearing right there.
And I think my camera froze,
No,
but it's called a chuya. And the camera froze here, but I don't know if you're seeing me.
No,
yeah, we see you just fine.
We see you, Bruce. You're good.
Okay. So I'm literally up in the mountains of the Andes, and most of the people wearing hats today at festival were wearing these hats, and they call these sombreros. Okay, it's a typical cowboy hat.
It looks like a fedora.
They
almost.
have them. It does look a little like a fedora, but it's a short brimmed cowboy hat.
They call cowboys down there gauchos.
Say again, Hawk?
Cowboy down there is called a gaucho.
No, that would be in Mexico. Here they're called caballeros.
I think it's just the opposite.
Elvia.
Well, because remember when Disney did that movie?
Nombre cowboy. No, cowboy. Caballo. Yeah, caballos. So, and that's right from a Peruvian woman. But I'm going to put on my chuyo because it keeps my head warm.
Well, that's what I was actually going to suggest, was that that kind of makes sense, given that, you're up in the mountains, and a sombrero doesn't really, sombrero is designed to keep the sun off your head. It's not really designed to keep you warm. And so it would make a lot more sense to have something knitted out of alpaca wool or something like that.
and covering your ears so your ears don't freeze. But maybe that's why you can't hear it.
A sombrero is made for a place to put your taco when you take a leak. That's why the sombrero is shaped that
way. Well, the nice thing about these chuyos, if you give me 1 second. Elvia, por favor.
Kitty.
I didn't bring my podcast stand up with me.
Yeah,
but you can put these up like this, and you can pull the ears up even more, or just pull the top up a little bit to expose your ears when you go inside. But this one's a nice long one, so I can keep it down all the way. It still covers my ears, and I don't need the flaps open. But I can just very easily... Wait, I went the wrong way.
Wait a minute.
And bring them back down again.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
What do they call llama boys in Peru? Because they don't really have cows there. They have llamas and alpacas.
Yeah.
Yes, they have llamas, alpacas, and otra Elvia. Ovejas? Vicuñas. Caballos, burros. Burros are, of course, mules.
Donkeys.
But I see Cosmics going through all the different pictures of the garb that they wear and the hats that they're wearing.
Yeah, just going through what I found when I was Googling for traditional Peruvian hats. And this was actually a hat shop that I found. And again, most of the hats in there either look like cowboy hats or fedoras. And there's a couple bucket hats in there too. But,
yes, and if you notice,
sombreros,
the women's hats are in different colors, the fluorescent colors.
Yeah, it's almost like
and depending on which region you're... I'm sorry, go ahead, Dawn.
It's like a flashback to the 80s like Miami Vice sort of. That's like to me. I remember. The
Yeah.
it looks very something like you would see in Miami in the 80s. So that's
Well,
where they
if
got it from.
wearing a
Well,
feather in your hat down there is popular, I got you guys covered. So no.
thank you, Hawk.
Yeah.
I
Could
I
always
have a
use a
feather
nice
in
feather.
mine. Oop, there's this feather side. Yeah, there. I have a feather in mine. Absolutely.
Yeah. That's a
And
German thing too. Is that German influence over in Peru or?
it well, this is the German Peruvian fusion that we're doing
Yeah.
tonight,
Yeah.
and our hats actually do have something in common. The origin of this hat, the Alpen hat, this is actually called a Tyrolean hat, and is of mountain origin because it came from the Tyrol region of the Alps in Bavaria. So this is a mountain hat, and yours is a mountain hat. Because yours came from the Alps. It's a traditional hat from the Alps, or
Well,
The
Andes.
something
Andes.
I'm
else
sorry,
these
The
hats
from
have
the
in
Andes.
common
Andes.
is they're
So
meant to be
mine's from the
worn on your
Alps.
head.
Yours is from the Andes.
Say that again, Hawk. Squawk to the Hawk.
I think now he might have connection issues. Huh.
Okay. Well,
That's
let's carry on.
his mic is
All
muted.
right.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know which way you want to go with the fusion, whether we go into Peru or the German side. But I do have a segment that we can go ahead and do here real quick. One that we did not too long ago, but we'll go ahead and try it again. Oh, there's Hawk. I heard a chirp anyway.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's go ahead and jump real quick into
For some reason, my
Uh,
Go
screen.
ahead, Huck. It's coming and going.
Yeah. You're flying too high, Hawk. Maybe your signal's getting weak.
This damn thing. Am I on?
Now
I
we
hear
can
you,
hear you.
Huck.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, now we
Yeah,
hear you.
there he is.
Apparently not.
You caught
Oh,
you
Well,
caught
don't
when
ever
it,
now he
answer all at
can't hear
once.
us.
My mic is frozen. I can't mute it now.
yeah. We can
No,
hear you
now
Now
now.
I
he
can hear
can't.
you.
Okay, you can hear us?
Yes.
Caught whatever Bruce's have. So
This has been a problem for me since day one. I don't know what the heck.
Well,
That's
speaking
really
of
snappy
what the
too.
heck, that is actually what I was going to go into next.
What the hell is even that?
So for tonight's what the heck, I've got something here that I'm fairly certain that somebody out in the audience is going to recognize. This is a tool that I will be using a little bit later. Well, I've given away the fact that it's a tool, but it is in fact a tool that I will be using a little bit later. It comes in a couple different varieties. That happens to be a wooden handled one. This happens to be a metal handled one. And that is exactly the one that I have.
it looks like a weapon. Yeah.
The metal handled one there.
Oh, they're smaller than I thought. Yeah.
Yeah, it's only let me pull that up so everybody can see. That's
That's a rotisserie for a hummingbird.
Yeah. It's for
could be
really
used
big
for that.
corn cob holders for really big corn cob. Yeah, like that. Last week we had the Chinese popcorn cannon. I wanted to get one, and so I looked those up. those are a couple $100. They're expensive.
Even on AliExpress, yeah. But
Yeah.
then again, considering the pressure that one of those things builds up, would you want a cheap one?
Mhm. I guess not. Yeah.
If it's going to explode,
But I was just thinking
spending.
about trying one out and getting one. I was like, $250 for the small, cheaper one. They have them big too. They have big ones that.
But does it come with the bag,
Yeah, yeah. I don't know.
the catch bag?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
that fancy bag that fits on it. Yeah. So Jayla
yeah.
17 says that's a get away from me stick.
Yeah.
Val Kimber says garden weasel.
It does look like, if it was bigger, it looks like something you'd like put in your lawn to kind of aerate the lawn.
Yeah, if it was a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah. Val Kimber says eyeball remover. Certainly would work for that. That's why I keep the plastic cover over the tips on mine.
It looks
nice
like
white
it.
plastic cover there.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if it's something that you use for either electrical work or cooking utensil.
Well, I will give the hint away.
nothing
It is,
electrical.
in fact, a cooking utensil. That's the type of tool that it is.
Shepherd says pickle fork, and I would definitely use it as a pickle fork, even if it wasn't. So
It certainly could be used for that. Pop says, looks like Karen's cattle prod. That's Killer Karen.
Yeah.
You met Killer Karen on our last show, actually. Briefly.
So
All right, well,
anybody
shall
get
we
it?
Shall we give the answer? Shepherding shepherd is actually fairly close. It is, in fact, a type of fork. What it is. Okay, which slide do I need to hit here? Must be this one.
You sure it's not?
It is called. Good, Huck.
Oh, I was
It is.
just saying that's not for holding the roach, is it? When you know.
Yeah. Roach clip.
Yeah, it would. Could hold 3 roaches at a
Well, it's
time,
designed.
potentially, but.
Yeah, Sigurd says fish deboner, which I didn't know there was a tool for that, but
The Stone Age circumcision tool.
yeah. So
The German name for that is Kartoffelpiker, which is in English translates to potato pick. And it's a tool specifically used with potatoes. And you have to be careful with the pronunciation. Kartoffelpicker versus Kartoffelpeisker, which is only one letter different. But Kartoffelpeisker means potato pie, where Kartoffelpiker means potato pick. Big difference.
Yeah. Did TL get it right? People are saying TL got the answer right. I am going back and it sounds like something he would know, though.
Well, being a spud.
Yeah, that might be something. A little.
It's TL's arch nemesis.
Yeah, I think it might be a little. It might have triggered TL.
Yeah, that's an assassination tool.
Yeah, indeed. And if you want to see a actual proper demonstration of the tool in use, here is an actual German using the tool to peel freshly boiled potatoes.
Close your eyes, Spuds.
Oh, naked potatoes. He's stripping down the potato skin. Oh my gosh, how brutal!
But that is the proper use of a Kartoffelpiker.
So.
Glad we invented a potato peeler.
All right. Well, that was tonight's edition of What the Heck? And you'll be seeing that tool a little later tonight when we get into the cooking section, which is why I brought it up. In fact, Bruce, do you want me to do the cooking section? I think I can just squeeze it in before intermission, and that leaves
Go
the
for it.
originally planned second half all yours. All right. Well, with that then, tonight I did a recipe, a little usual dangerous me. Let me get the pictures up here. I really got to get used to the buttons here. All right, so tonight's episode of Cause in the Kitchen, and it is in fact an episode of Cooking with Booze because we are going to be using wine tonight, red wine, and tonight I am actually using Mirasu Pinot Noir 2023 vintage. That's about an $11 bottle of wine on special, just for reference. And tonight's, go ahead, Norm.
No, it's like I think I've had that one before. That's from around me. That's
It is. It is in fact a California. Yeah.
Is that from Lodi or not around me?
Well, it says California on the bottle. I'm not sure
they
exactly where.
They have to put California because there was a particular winery growing grapes in the Central Valley, and then taking the wine up to Napa to get bottled, and they called it a Napa Valley wine on the bottle, and they got in trouble. So that's how, when you see California, it's usually from different regions, and yeah, that's why they have to say California now. They're trying to fool people by saying this is a Napa wine because it was bottled there, but
Indeed. And tonight's Cooking with Booze recipe is going to be Sauerbraten, which is a fairly authentic German recipe. And these are all the fixins that I had here. The fresh fixins are some onions, some carrots, a leek, some parsley, and some fresh rosemary. And the recipe actually calls for celery root. If anybody out there knows where you can find celery root, I would love to know, because there's not a grocery store within miles of me that carries celery root. Celery, like salad celery, you can get easily, but celery root is a different animal.
I think celery root's in the ground still.
Yeah. I think
that's where I'd start looking for it.
We have to go to a farmer's market here to get it, but there are probably stores around here that get it, that have it.
And then the package ingredients, in addition to the wine, we've got some red wine vinegar, some bay leaves, some mustard seed, some peppercorns, and then some juniper berries and some allspice berries whole. So we want those whole. And then, of course, the star of the show, which is bottom round roast. A nice tough piece of meat that is going to take at least a couple hours. And in fact, this recipe takes 4 days to prepare and 3 hours to cook. So it's quite a bit of effort, but it actually is worth it in the end. So real quick, we're going to take the fresh and we're going to just rough chop that. It doesn't have to be perfect because the veg is not going to be in the finished product. As you will see, there's the juniper and the allspice and the mustard seeds, the peppercorns, the bay leaves, the other spice. Now, I finally got a chance to use that wine thing that I demonstrated on the last What's the Heck that I asked everybody. I asked Mrs. Spud what it was. So this is that wine thing, and this is actually demonstrating the use of it. So there, as Mrs. Spud instructed, is using the first notch there on the neck to pull the cork partway out, and then repositioning it onto the second notch and using that to pull the cork the rest of the way out. So that is in fact how you use one of those waiter's corkscrews.
Yes.
So there is,
and on the back, it's got the thing for taking the the foil off the top too.
Yeah, that's I did that in the first picture right there. That little slide out thing right there is, in fact, the
Yep.
foil remover. So very handy tool. Plus, it has a bottle opener built into it. When it's all folded up, it can still be used as a bottle opener too. So there is the wine and the red wine vinegar. And I'm going to pour that into the bowl that I'm going to marinate in and put the meat into that and add the spices, just like that. And then I'm going to pack all of that veg in there. And there's, you can see the meat just barely peeking up out of all of that. And I'm going to wrap that up. And that is going to go into the refrigerator for 2 days, 2 whole days. Just like that. And when it comes back out of the refrigerator in 2 days, it's going to have wilted a little bit in size. And you can see that the veg is starting to pick up a little bit of the color. And I'm going to go ahead and separate that just long enough to pull the meat out and turn it over and put it back in and put it all back together and put it back into the refrigerator for another 2 days. So this has now marinated for 4 whole days, and that is the bare minimum. At the restaurant at Penn Brewery, I think we used to marinate ours for upwards of 7. And you can see after 4 days that the veg is quite purpley tinted, and in fact, so is the meat. The meat is quite purple at this point. So I'm going to separate the veg, the meat, and the marinade. I'm going to strain out that marinade. And then I'm going to take a big pan, that Dutch oven or a big tall pan, and with some oil, or the German recipe here actually calls for Butterschmalz, which is clarified butter. But I didn't feel like making Butterschmalz. So I just used avocado oil. Any high smoke point oil will work.
I use avocado oil for everything now. That's my go-to now. That's
Chef John from Food Wishes recommended avocado oil, and I've used it ever since. So no, actually, it was Sam the cooking guy. He did a special when he did a giveaway with avocado oil. That's who it was. It was Sam the cooking guy. Anyway, so I'm going to sear that roast off real good and throw the veg then into the pan after removing that roast and setting it aside to stay warm. And I'm going to then, as those veggies roast, I'm going to add some tomato paste. A couple tablespoons of tomato paste, and I'm going to mix that in real good until those veg start to soften up. And then I'm going to do what's called deglazing, where I'm going to add just a little tiny bit of the marinade, and that's going to sizzle and go shh, and give off a lot of smoke and stuff, or steam. And it's also going to help me remove the little bits from the bottom of the pan, what's called the fond, or the black bits that are on the bottom of the pan. And there are tons of flavor in there. You don't want to leave that stuck to the pan. So I'm actually going to do that deglazing multiple times. I'm going to put in that liquid. I'm going to let it reduce until it's gone or almost completely gone. And then I'm going to add a little more, deglaze again, get some more up off the bottom. And as things start to soften up, this is what it's going to look like. Then I'm going to set the veg, push the veg off to the side so that there's room. And I'm going to put that roast back into the pan. And I'm going to add the rest of the marinade back into the pan, just like you see here. And the rest of the spice that I had set aside. And that all goes into that pan, and it gets covered, and it goes into an oven at 320 degrees for 2.5 hours. And I actually pulled it out after an hour and a half. This is what it looked like after an hour and a half in the oven. I pulled it out so that I could flip it over one time and put it back in the oven. Now, while it's in the oven for the rest of the 2.5 hours, I'm going to get the ingredients together to make the gravy. And for that, I'm going to be using some raisins, and I'm going to be using ginger snap. Now, the original recipe for this calls for either pumpernickel bread or honey bread. And I don't have either of those conveniently in the store. And gingerbread is an option as well. Ginger snap is really not the preferred ingredient because it's actually going to add a little bit of flavor that really doesn't belong there. But I use the ginger snaps and they work well enough. And then the secret ingredient is actually the jar that you see there. That is another German imported ingredient. That is called Goldsaft. The German name for that, I didn't get down. Well, I had the German name for that, but anyway, what that is that's sugar beet syrup. So that is actually a syrup that's made out of sugar beets. And even though beets is in there, and it is certainly beet colored, it is very, very purple, it tastes just like honey. It really does. It is super sweet. There is no beet flavor in there at all. It is, it's basically, well, it's sugar.
I just have to jump in real quick.
Yeah.
Deepak Shakur is out there, and she says she calls shenanigans. There's no way you would have eaten the vegetables.
I said the vegetables don't stay in the mix. So I'm going to crush those ginger snaps, weigh out the raisins, and here is the roast coming out after 2.5 hours in the oven. And one of the things you might notice is that it's considerably smaller than it was when it went in. It has definitely shrunk. That happens. It's something that happens with braised beef. It's going to lose volume, but it is going to be incredibly juicy. So what I do is I pull that out and I set that aside, and I actually put that in the oven turned off to keep it warm. And then I'm going to take that veg and marinade that's left, and I'm going to strain out all of that veg. So to Deepak's point, all of that veg is getting pitched. It has given its all. It's done its job. None of that veg goes in. Now, there are Sauerbraten recipes that call for pureeing those vegetables finely into the gravy. But there are also a lot of recipes that don't call for that. So I prefer the ones that don't. Even pureed, I prefer not. I don't like my veggies. So, and then this is actually a fat separator, which is a quick way of skimming off the fat. This is actually a glass that you pour the gravy into, and the fat will rise to the surface. And then, as you can see, it actually pours off the bottom of the glass. So the fat stays in the glass, and you can pour the gravy off and keep the fat out. So that is a super cool thing right there. And thank you, Due Diligence, for the raid. We are just coming up to intermission here. So let me roll through the rest of this real quick. Basically, I'm going to take that strained marinade, and I'm going to add to it the ginger snap, the raisins, and the beet syrup. Just like this. You can see the beet syrup here is very, very thick. It's thick like honey, and it tastes a lot like honey as well. Add the raisins, and there is the roast that's been resting for a little bit, long enough to reabsorb its juices. That's what it looks like sliced. It has that dry meat looking appearance to it because it is gray the whole way through. But as you can see right here, if you look carefully, the juices are just oozing out of that piece of meat right there. For bottom round to be almost fork tender is requires a tremendous amount of work. And that is the finished meal, along with some German potato salad that I made that I will show the recipe for at some later date. German potato salad is different from American potato salad in that it's not mayonnaise based. German potato salad is vinegar based, and it's served warm rather than cold like American potato salad. The hole in the plate there is where traditionally something called Rotskohl or red cabbage would go. That would be the traditional side accompaniment with Sauerbraten, but neither Mrs. Cause nor I can stand red cabbage, so we chose not to include that in our edition of Sauerbraten. And that is our cooking with Cause for tonight. That is authentic German Sauerbraten, sour beef.
Huh. That looks like something I gotta try. But
So I have to ask, how is it sour if you're putting that beet juice and that ginger
That's
and all that sweetness on top?
That's what the gravy is for. It's to offset the sourness of the beef. The beef that's been marinated essentially in vinegar and wine for 4 days is incredibly sour. The beef is, by itself, is a very sour taste. And the gravy complements it perfectly. The sweet and sour it really is a combination. You have to try it to believe it.
It sounds like
Cool.
like similar to like sweet and sour pork.
It is, but it's a German thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, something we did at the restaurant, the Penn Brewery, when I owned it, and was one of our most popular dishes, in fact, because the Germans come over and they say, "Und wow," they're amazed that we make it the traditional, authentic way.
At the brewery, did you serve it with the cabbage?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
At the brewery, it was served with the German potato salad, which is another one of my favorites, and the Rotkohl, or the red cabbage, always. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Well, with that, we are at the midpoint of the show. I think we should roll through some intermission here real quick so that we can get to the back over the ocean again, over to this continent, and get to the Peruvian portion of our journey. So this concludes the German portion of our tour tonight. A little bit of trivia. Tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern, so about 5 minutes ago, CNN started running a documentary on Bill Gates in honor of the fact that he has released a new autobiography. So CNN is doing the Bill Gates documentary tonight, so I'll forgive anyone who wants to go see that. But what we've done is we've decided to save you the trouble of leaving us and watching a whole hour of CNN by presenting everything that you need to know about Bill Gates in 5 minutes. So without further ado, here is today's intermission, brought to you by Microsoft.
Hello, useless eaters. As your unqualified, non-elected global human health overlord, I'd like to take this opportunity to flaunt my position of power and influence over society and share some of my plans for you and your future. When I amassed my fortune in computer software, I demonstrated that I was willing to lie, steal code, cheat my partners, and exercise monopolistic control to destroy my competitors. Now that I've retired, I can rebrand myself as a humanitarian. With my for-profit foundation masquerading as a charity, I can advocate for population reduction and sponsor mass human experiments with unproven vaccines in vulnerable populations. Like my father, a powerful banker, eugenicist, and Rockefeller crony himself, it's always been my ambition to decide who lives and, more importantly, how many have to die. Whether it's under the guise of climate change or world health, it's really all about controlling and culling the human herd for fun and profit. In November of last year, I hosted Event 201, a war game simulation of a global pandemic. Leaders from private corporations, global banks, governments, and the media got together to strategize ways they could align in lockstep when responding to a worldwide health crisis. Using a coordinated campaign of fear-mongering, intimidation, social shaming, and economic blackmail, we realized that we could get around dangerous philosophies like individual liberty and national sovereignty. With an obedient population, we would be free to implement our own top-down solutions, like forced quarantines, social distancing, contact tracing, and mandatory testing, as a means to seize technocratic control of society. Now imagine my excitement when we had the opportunity to declare our own global pandemic. It was my chance to look like the Nostradamus of public health and to position myself and business partners like Dr. Fauci as the de facto authorities on response and solutions. Through exaggerated doomsday scenarios and computer simulations, our petty control freaks instituted harsh rules and draconian lockdowns. Even after our dire predictions proved false, scared and well-meaning people continued to submit to the arbitrary and foolish demands of their so-called leaders. Having achieved global lockdown and medical martial law, we will continue to hold hostage your ability to congregate, work, travel, or do just about anything until we're prepared to roll out our bigger plan. I like to call this Pandemic 1, because believe me, we have others in the works. Our final solution is to have you begging for us to vaccinate, tag, and digitally track each one of you like livestock. Not only will my foundation enjoy legal immunity and trillions in profits, but these mandatory experimental vaccines will move us so much further down the road to absolute centralized global control. If only my good friend Jeffrey Epstein had been here to celebrate with me aboard the Lolita Express. So remember, global citizens, this will end when I say it ends. Could be a year, maybe 2 years, maybe never. I guarantee that if we have our way, it will be at least until you're not able to do anything to stop it. Just surrender your personal freedom and common sense to our fear merchants in government and the media, because none of this works unless you all go along with it. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm off to do some augmented reality spirit cooking with Marina Abramovich. Bye now.
And we're back. In case you haven't figured it out, I don't think a lot of Bill Gates.
Yeah, neither do I.
I was telling people Bill Gates was evil before most people knew who Bill Gates was.
Yep. Yeah. We got a couple of gold pills during the intermission. So
Let me throw those out there. Due Diligence gave us a can.
Madness Comic Network give us a cookie. So
Indeed. And at some point,
Pops just told us that Levi Skeen drew a picture of Bill Gates.
I have it here. I'll bring it up at some point, but I'll need a few seconds to get it queued up out of.
Well, that animation was interesting, I thought, because I do animation, and hands are the hardest thing to animate if you never thought about it. They just take so long, and that animator that did that animation didn't even care about I was like looking at the animation. He didn't even care about the hands there, but that's what made it so funny to me, because I do animation, and hands can take hours to animate. They just I just shiver when I think about animating hands. So. But
indeed. All right. Well, we are now into the Peru portion of the show. So I'm going to let Bruce direct me from here. I'm going to push buttons behind the scenes, and Bruce is going to tell me what he wants to show everyone.
All right. Very good. I appreciate that. So if we go to the video first, the very first video, where I'm in San Isidro, and I am on the loose in Park Oliver, and ran into a young couple. They're not really a couple, but it's just a guy and a girl. They happen to be doing a coffee taste test for a new Peruvian brand of coffee. And you can roll that episode.
Bruce,
that video footage.
And Fiorella. No, mi esposa, mi hija aquí Peru is Fiorella.
Nice. You can't. Yeah.
All right, there we go.
Okay.
A ver, dile tú este
Sí.
Igual entienden español.
Do you understand Spanish?
Un poco, very little. You're gonna have to translate for me.
Yes.
And then
we have to.
Unless Paola can translate.
Yeah, nice, también.
Okay.
We have two kinds of coffee of the same brand. Here you have. You can look. Lula's Choice is the name.
Lula's Choice.
Lula's Choice.
Lula's Choice. We have Lula's Choice here.
Yeah.
So this is one of our coffees.
Yes.
And then we have
Vale's Choice.
Vale's Choice. Vale's Choice.
Yes.
And let's see here, Maris Unico?
Yeah.
So one's okay. Oh, it's a combination of beans from Peru and Colombia.
Yes.
Okay, bueno. I got that. We can do this.
Can you say this again from Peru and Colombia, like you know?
Hi guys, Bruce Q. Wayne here for 3BeerMen, and I am here in the middle of San Isidro Park. It's called Park Oliver, and I have a friend of mine that I just met today, Paola, who's videotaping me, while I have Pierre over here videotaping me, and I'm being interviewed by Fiorella. And we're doing something here today where we're taste testing. I caught them doing it yesterday.
It really doesn't have anything
kind of
to
curious,
do
so I came up
with
to ask
Peru,
what's going on. So
other than
here
the
we're
fact that
taste
it's coffee in
testing,
Peru.
and we've got two brands of coffee.
So let's skip
From the
this.
same
I'm
company.
sorry I
Nos.
even bothered with this one.
Nos. Like
We'll go to the next video,
Nosotros.
Kaz.
Nosotros.
This is 6 minutes of
Okay,
wasted
so
footage.
So
That
here
we
we
use for
are
another
on Lake
time.
Conta, which is about 2 hours away. Let's stop there, gas up the car. This is the scene on our way out. After we just hit a shakedown point by the local Peruvian police, we wound up having to give them
This was the shakedown video.
20 sols, which is about $5.50. So
Yeah, we almost got
himself a cup of coffee
shaken
out of the
down
deal
again
because we didn't have a
here in
technical inspection
San Isidro,
paperwork that they require.
San Pedro de
I
Cajas.
don't know what it was. I just was catching bits and pieces of it, but
when LV
it was
told me that we
interesting. But
already
we're on our way to San Pedro de
had gone
Cajas
through this once
for
before.
Festival.
I had already pulled out my camera and I was
All right,
videotaping
guys,
this guy.
I'm sitting here in the back chilling out. I was going to take a nap, but we got to some nice vantage points here, so I'm just enjoying the view. All right, we'll catch you later. The 3BeerMen, I'm Bruce Q. Wayne. Peace out.
Peruvian coffee is
All
my
right.
favorite.
So go to the second set of photos on the road to Tarma and San Pedro de Cajas.
All right. Photos, that's going to be a little. I've got them lined up in order. So
So it'll be after the coffee ones.
Let me just skip through those. Yeah. Let me get to those. Okay. So here we go. Let me. All right. There we are.
This is the scenery I've been living through for the last several days. It's nothing but Andes Mountain region and growing fields. Yes, this is a third world country, but it's got such charm and beauty. Go to the next photo. The clouds are literally hugging the mountains. It's just incredible. It's just a gorgeous view. Go to the next video, the 12-second one. I'm sorry, 33 seconds.
We'll see what it is.
Okay, guys, we're climbing.
It's after the
We're
thumbnail.
climbing. As you can see, the clouds are literally sitting on top of the mountains. They're just resting there. We're literally going up into the mountains, and the altitude is getting a little thin, and I am feeling a little lightheaded, but not bad. I've already been chewing on the coca leaves. We have a whole bag of coca leaves, so I should be good to go.
Looks like the good stuff to me.
Yeah, so what's the main export of Peru? Is that cocoa leaves or is that coffee?
Well, it's actually bananas.
Here in San Pedro de Cajas, the biggest export is potatoes, cabbage, and then in Tarma, which is a town lower on the foothills in the Andes region, is all about flowers. 70% of the flowers that we buy at our local florists are produced here in Tarma. It's unbelievable. They're the biggest exporter of floral produce in the world.
Are there things that can't be grown, that can only be grown there because of the altitude?
Yes, I don't know specifics, but you're exactly correct. Elvia was pointing them out to me as we were going by. There actually is a photo. Hold on. Did I put it in? I don't know the name of this flower, but I don't believe. No, I didn't put it in. Cause if I add a picture, can you pull it out of Discord?
While you're looking that up, I want to thank our friend Spazzo Yeti for the 3 cans. So
Thank you, Spaz, brother.
3 cans are better than 2 cans.
Elvia.
So, yeah.
Okay, I got it.
2 cans is
What?
everything.
Yeah.
Unless you're Guinness.
Yeah, I know. 2 cans. Well, Guinness, you usually buy in 4-packs, which is 2 cans short of a 6-pack. So.
All right, Cosmic, if you can go to the last 2 pictures in Discord.
Do that, and then that.
And by the way, if you guys haven't tried Peruvian coffee, it is I'm a coffee snob, and Peruvian coffee is pretty much the best coffee in the world. I buy it in 5-pound increments. So, and
I prefer Kenya.
Kenya is actually originally where coffee's from. That's but Kenyan coffee is good, but the Peruvian coffee is just so smooth. It's
It is smooth and it's very strong when it's made right.
Yeah.
But I'm a big Brazilian coffee fan.
roasted.
As much as I love Peruvian coffee, Brazilian tops it for me.
Very close. Peruvian probably has less acid of all of them. But sometimes
Less acidity, yes.
Yeah. Sometimes acidity gives it flavor, and
it's a smoother blend.
Yeah, it's so smooth. I buy it in like 5-pound increments. Yeah, normally. So
yeah, and Pops just put out there that he's a Kona coffee snob.
Kona,
and I agree. I like Hawaiian coffee too.
Yeah, but Hawaiian coffee is very expensive, and so is Jamaican Blue Mountain. But the only reason why they're so expensive is not because of the flavor; it's because of the labor it takes. You have to pick coffee by hand, and Kona
There you go.
coffee.
Kaz, just throw up the next picture real quick.
Never mind. We won't go into the coffee. We might have a show about coffee.
Yeah, well,
yeah. But yeah, that's.
I have that video, and we can save it for another time. It's a 6.5-minute video.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the actual flower. Kaz, can you blow it up? Zoom in a little on the bud.
Try. Let me see what I can do.
Yeah. It hangs down and it opens upwards. It's a beautiful flower, and it's only available in Tarma, which is the capital of the floral produce. So, okay, let's go back in here. Go to the next video, Kaz, where I'm talking and the snow-capped mountain is literally behind me.
Hey guys, Bruce Key Wayne here. So we did a pit stop here where we were able to stop and go to the bathroom. And there's a bunch of sheep, wild sheep just roaming here. We're literally in the mountains of the Andes. This is the Andes mountain region. And I'm going to turn the camera around. You guys can see what I'm looking at. The clouds are literally sitting on top of the mountain. They're all here. It's just amazing. It's incredible. And there's a bunch of sheep up in the mountains. And then there's some water down here. I'm going to zoom in for you so you guys can see. The sheep are right here in front of me. You can see them grazing and getting water from the laguna that's over here. And they're just hanging out. There was a little baby sheep that I got video of earlier. They're just chilling out, grazing and drinking.
I wonder if the altitude makes their wool softer.
Pretty cool. You can hear them in the background in the mountains behind me. They're up there in the mountains somewhere. But this is us. We just pit stopped. And we caught up with Kumar and Theo and the boys. Hola! And
ready for to know
higher and higher. Arriba, arriba, arriba.
Yes.
English. You're on video.
Stay
in Tarma.
4,000
4,000 meters. Yeah.
So
yeah, we're heading up to 4,000 meters. Yeah.
Of the sea.
Yep.
It's beautiful.
Above the sea. 4,000 meters above the sea. I'm chewing on coca leaves, so I'm hanging in there. But my head is definitely feeling it.
Now we are going to the forest, stone forest.
The stone forest?
The stone forest.
Okay.
It's okay?
See, stone forest.
Stone forest. It's beautiful.
Beautiful, beautiful. Elvia's got me a cup of muña, which I need. Gracias, mi amor. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Mucho calor. It's very hot.
It's a stone
so
forest.
If you
petrified, is it a petrified forest or?
Well, we're going to get to it, but if you can go to the third picture, under the coffee, Cosmic, you'll see the sheep at the Laguna. There's a whole flock of sheep just hanging out. That was our view when we were sitting on top of the mountain.
I remember that picture. Getting to it will take me a second because I'm trying to do this on the fly here, but let's...
Yeah, sorry about that.
That looks... Oh, that's all right. Let's see how that looks. Is that the one?
At that altitude, you just have to open a beer. You don't even have to drink it and you'll get a buzz.
Yeah. So, does it make their wool soft? I've noticed Peruvian wool is softer than most wool. So, does it?
It's amazing. It's not just their wool. There's baby alpaca wool, which is very soft. And Elvia works in that when she makes the sweaters and her scarves.
Mm-hmm.
Here, we have one right here. And these things are soft as anything. It's just baby soft.
So, but
sorry, didn't mean to cough in your ears.
Is it the altitude that makes it so soft? Because it's like...
It's a good question.
No.
I don't know.
It's their cotton is even softer.
Yeah.
It's called algodon Peruvian cotton.
That's how it's processed.
And I buy T-shirts when I'm here because they're softer than American T-shirts. Your Hanes, your Fruit of the Looms, nothing compares. So I definitely appreciate that.
Here is your official AI overview. Peruvian wool, particularly from the high altitudes of the Andes, is considered softer due to the unique environment where the sheep graze, causing them to develop a denser, finer fleece with a lower micron count, which translates to a softer feel compared to wool from other regions. So it is the altitude.
There's your answer.
Well, thank you. I've actually always wondered that, and when I saw those sheep grazing, and you said how high you were, it kind of clicked in my head that maybe it's the altitude.
That's like 12,000 feet.
Yeah.
If you do
yeah,
that's up there. I mean, I think the tallest place in Pennsylvania that I drive over is like 4,000 feet. So that's up there.
Yeah, that's like
all right, cause
airplane level.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yes, it is. Yeah, we're 4,000 meters. Convert 4,000 meters.
That's what I said.
To
That's
feet.
12,000 feet. Yeah, that's that's above oxygen level. Above 10,000 feet in an airplane, you wear an oxygen mask. So you're.
And you wonder why the people here live till their 90s, early hundreds, because they're in such high altitudes. There must have been 30 or 40 of Elvia's nieces, cousins, aunts, uncles. Everybody was here in San Pedro de Cajas for festival, which we're going to get to if we can move along here. I don't want to shortchange us, but go to the photos of Bosque de Piedra, which is where you'll see this forest. Stone forest.
And is it?
It's right below the sheep's one.
Is it petrified wood or is it actual rocks?
Well, you see, there's a good question because there have been conspiracy theories. If you can zoom in a little bit on that, there are conspiracy theories that say that petrified trees are these old mountains that we are seeing now when giants ruled the earth. So these could be part of that, but when you see some of the rock formations, you'll have to really get a good sense of, like, I tried to do that too. Like, look at them and like, could that have been a tree?
Yeah.
But go to the next two pictures. It's more of the signage boards. And then go to the next picture of me sitting on the rock. And zoom in on that if you can. These rocks are supposedly naturally placed where they are. And that being said, it does look like a stone forest, like they could have been petrified trees. There's different parts of these stone formations that look like different things. There's one that looks like a turtle. There's one that looks like llamas kissing. I don't add all those pictures, but go to the next one, Cons. These are the huts that were there. They lived in these. These are just for show now, but you literally have to get down on your knees to get into this hut. Next picture, please.
Well, because people were
Go
smaller
ahead,
back
Mo.
then. You
Yeah,
just said
I
John
don't
Wayne.
know.
Did they, or were they like 4'10",
Yeah,
like Adam
yeah,
Kinzinger?
yeah. Because you said like giants rule the earth, but their huts are so small. That's they're like Oompa Loompas. Is that where Oompa Loompas come from?
This was a rock that was actually smoothed out from water or from rain, from something. And I'm standing at the base of it. But if I climbed up on the outside of it through the grass, I could have literally slid down it like a slide. It was that smooth. Next, I'm sitting inside of one of these rocks. And if you can zoom in a little bit behind me, there's all these cavities inside of it that I couldn't tell if they were made by an animal or an insect, or if this was just naturally formed. So really cool stuff.
I wonder if that was from like mining, like a mineral, like gems or something like that. Because we have stuff like
There's no gems here.
well,
Not
we have.
in these rock formations.
If I go to gold country, I'll see things like this, but that was because they pulled the gold out of
Right,
the
they were
rock.
drilling for it.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
that's
this was made by either an animal, nature, or an insect. But it's sporadically throughout. Hey, Magatic, I can't read what he's asking.
cheers. Just got
Just
home.
got home.
Yeah.
Oh, welcome
Yeah,
home.
He was
All
out
right.
doing his fire duty, so 36-hour shift. That's
Ouch.
yeah.
All right. Kaz, go to the next video of the two young boys in costume, and then we'll bounce back to the picture of the still. And go to the photo real quick.
I
Can give a
will
little
get there, but
explanation.
not necessarily real quick.
I'm sorry? Okay,
I will
yeah, I
get
got you.
there,
Sorry.
only so quick. All right.
So these two brothers are performing and entertaining tourists as they come through this area of the stone forest for change, for coins. And so I gave them each 2 sol, which is like 55 cents. But yeah, we had a good time watching them. And I sped up that video because it was way too slow. But it was fun to watch them do it. It was even more fun using Kime to make it rapid, speed it up. And thanks to Zoso, dude. I learned how to play around with Keim. So, all right, let's go to the next video, please. It's a short one. This is on the way to Tarma.
We're leaving Tarma now, and we're heading to... ¿Dónde?
Acobamba.
Acobamba. Acobamba. The clouds are not as prevalent today on the mountain tops as they were yesterday, but there's the sign for Acobamba. Acobamba.
Are you guys hearing the audio?
And as you can see, there's a big village down there.
So there's the village of Acobamba. And in the center of the town is this big black and white building, which is actually the church. And the next video, I think, gives you a little bit more. Yeah, go to the next video, please.
TL made a comment on your earlier video with the kids. He said, that was sped up. I thought it was the Coca.
Yeah.
The next one, Bruce, is the tapestries.
Yes, that's correct. Inside the church.
Aquí.
This is carpet, magnet, mano.
Habla. So these are tapestries like what you make, similar to what you make. And these are tapestries of Jesus Christ and the cross.
Those are
total story of Jesus being strung up on the cross.
Those are called the Stations of the Cross.
Donations from different patrons.
Right, correct.
And then this is the sanctuary.
Yes, it's a drawing. Allá, un momento, te voy a explicar.
So here we are in the church. That's supposed to be representative. It's one of the holier places here in Tarma. There's a lot going on outside, as you can hear, with the music. And Elvia's translating for me now, so I'm going to turn the camera around and we'll read it.
Appeared on that stone wall that's part of the mountain. And
bueno, okay. So
the town was very sick at the time that this happened. And they took it as a sign of a miracle.
The Caro de Jesus, the face of Jesus, appeared on the stone wall,
which is what you're looking at right now.
They consecrated this place as a holy place.
With the Jesus Christ hanging in the middle of it. You'll get a better look at it in the next video.
It was hard to hear you talking over yourself. But yeah, that's But all Catholic Church has the Stations of the Cross, and their Stations of the Cross were very beautiful. That's like, I've been to many Catholic churches growing up, and that was a very beautiful Stations of the Cross. So
the tapestries reminded me of like stained glass windows in churches and synagogues. Mm-hmm. But because here in Peru, they make tapestries as part of their everyday needs for blankets, for rugs, for ponchos, for sweaters, scarves, just to keep themselves warm.
Well,
tapestries in the Andes mountain region here.
I know in the Middle Ages in castles, tapestries were also used for insulation to keep
correct
the breeze out. So I could imagine that it was probably a sort of installation for the building.
In this building, no, it's all stone and cement. But if you go to the next video, Kaz, I'll mute and you can listen to me explain it.
All right. And TL said this is also where they found the Pope and the pizza. And that reminded me that we completely forgot to mention during our This Week in Beer that we are on Pope Watch. As of the beginning of this show, the Pope was in critical condition. In fact, the Pope was not expected to survive the night last night. When I originally posted the show is I said to Mrs. Cos, who is a practicing Catholic, that I was jinxing it because I put Pope Watch on our thumbnail, and that meant that he would probably croak before the show started.
Yeah, and
but no,
this is
not yet. But
this is the first pope from South America, and you're in South America as well. Well, yeah, interesting.
Indeed. All right,
He's
Bruce, did you want another video or
he
Bruce froze? If your EV Mux isn't working, he could probably still hear us because he's on the phone, but he can't talk back unless he mutes EV Mux and unmutes the phone, and then he can talk back to us to his still picture.
So it's funny. Madness Comic Network put a Frank Zappa sticker in there. Is that Frank Zappa? I'm assuming that's Frank Zappa, but in one of the earlier videos, Bruce was like, "Go to the bathroom." At the beginning, yeah, I was thinking of a Frank Zappa song.
I'm sorry, guys. Can you hear me?
I hear you now, Bruce.
Okay, sorry, I got a phone call. Yes, run the next video. I think it's 33 seconds, and then go right into the next video right after that.
Yeah.
All right.
Give me a minute while you do that.
So this is
Father Larry.
This church, as you can see, is literally carved into the side of the mountain. It's amazing how they build into the stone.
Well,
I guess that was it.
Father Larry put a very interesting conspiracy theory in there that the Pope is already dead, and that was the conspiracy theory about like Queen Elizabeth before she died, and that they were just waiting for the right time to announce it. But so that could be. I don't know, Father Larry. I haven't really looked into that stuff, but that's an interesting theory. This is also, I think, Ratzinger's still alive, or Benedict, the only pope that retired before this pope. Is Ratzinger still, or Benedict? I call him Ratzinger because that's his real name. But
Benedict is not his real name.
No, I said Ratzinger.
I want to say Pau.
No, I said Ratzinger. I call him Ratzinger. but that was
okay.
Pope before this pope. I can't think of the pope now. But yeah.
And the Pops said it all. A pope so unpopular, I had to hear that first on 3BeerMen.
Yeah.
All right. Why don't you run that next video, Cosmic? It's 3 minutes and 10 seconds.
All right. Let me see which one that is. That would be number 9.
So this is supposedly the stone face that Jesus's image appeared on, and they put up a picture of him, and I'm going to try and get in front of it for you guys. And Elvie is here right now getting the rosaries and the good luck charms blessed that I bought for her, her mother, and one of my friends. Because I'm Jewish, it's not something I would do. Although I believe in one God like everyone else, I believe we're all God's children, and that's just me. And that was nice. You can feel the energy here. There's definitely a spiritual energy. It is a church, and there were people praying. And now we're here at another memorial. This is Mother Mary. Yeah? See? See. So this is the Virgin Mother. And this is the side entrance to where we were, but literally built into the side of the mountain. It's just incredible. It's just beautiful, this whole area. It's the antiquity of it. Its charm, its cultural, just in general, the adherence to the culture. They're so rooted in their culture, and they're, you know, it's good to see that. I'm hoping America can get back to that with their faith in God and their faith in each other, just faith in humanity in general. It's important that we find our way back to humanity, faith in humanity. So that's me being preachy. So, for 3BeerMen, I'm Bruce Keewain, Bruce on the Loose, here in Elvia, not Tarma, Peru. This is Acobamba, Peru. All right, guys. Una más?
El señor de Uruguay.
Señor Mudwai. Okay. And I got my ugly mug here. You guys are looking at my mustache. Hold on.
All right.
Before we finalize, just to look back.
So
Did we kill that? Or
still going.
Some broken sign up in the mountaintop. But
Still 30
just
seconds.
incredible. To the Almighty Hashem, the Lord, thank you for everything. God bless. And I'm Bruce Keewain. God bless everybody. And peace out.
All right. So that building that we walked through was literally built around the stone wall that Jesus' face appeared on. And you can see how the rock formation just before the Virgin Mary Memorial was still part of the whole mountain right there in front of us. It was really cool. Now the next video is 2.5 minutes, and it's my daughter Fio. I have a Peruvian daughter, Fio, who was an exchange student, lived with us for a little while. I helped teach her English. She came back to Peru, met her husband, got married, 3 kids. So I have 3 grandchildren here in Peru. And she's my daughter, as far as I'm concerned. And we treat each other like family. Her husband is a chef here. Like we have the Food Network. He's the host of Peruvian's Food Network channel called A La Cocina, in the kitchen. And so we'll do that another time. But if you go to the next videotape, it's Theo explaining exactly what happened in the history of that church. And I'm going to mute.
Hey guys, Bruce Keewain here with my Peruvian daughter, Fiorella. And Fiorella is going to explain to us about the mountain and the church itself and why it was established.
Okay.
So you started to say that there was an outbreak of
Chickenpox. It was the 17th century. So it was an outbreak of chickenpox, and there's the shape of the saint of God open up, of Jesus actually open up
Jesus' face.
Yes, exactly, in the stone. So people, local people start asking everybody to be healed, and actually they got healed. The epidemic stopped. So that's why they start.
So they created the church in the stone.
Exactly, in honor, around the stone, and everything is in honor of that saint, because they stop what.
Well, Jesus is not a saint.
No, it's
the Son of God. Son of God.
Yes,
so
exactly.
I'm going to turn around here real quick. Oh, go ahead.
And Uruguay in Quechua means chickenpox.
Uruguay means chickenpox.
So
that's why there was a chicken on the sign. We got it.
So they say that's why they name it Señor de Uruguay, in honor of what he stopped, what he healed. So that's how it's called the whole community around.
And they have. I'm going to turn around and you guys are going to see, because I'm going to swing the camera around. This is just a little village. Whoops, too big. I wanted to go smaller. There we go. So this little village here is literally centered around the church, which is up the hill, which I took video of earlier. If you didn't see it, you got to go back.
In the middle.
And the church is right in the center of the stone Actually, the stone is in the center of the church, inside the church, and they built the church in and around the rock and the mountain, in the mountain. And then these are all hotels right here that allow you to stay over if you want to come here and light candles and pray. They have a whole thing, as you saw earlier, as I'll post those videos too. Cosmic Grandpa will get those up for us. But very cool. And this is the town of Acabamba.
Acabamba, exactly. Señor de Uruguay is the name of the image they honored.
There you go. All right. Well, for 3BeerMen, whoops, hand in the way. For 3BeerMen, I'm Bruce Q. Wayne here in Acabamba, Peru, and we're heading out to go grab something to eat. So, peace out from Batman.
Okay.
It sounds like they have a lot. They have a lot of people that make pilgrimage, like a pilgrimage there to go to that church. If there's that many hotels around,
Literally the church was built around the mountain, and then they built a new town around the church, and so it is very touristic. And you have to pass through a police barricade just to park in the main square of town. And then you walk around and you get to, go sightseeing. There were bands playing, people were dancing. It is festival time. Well, and it's not just here in San Pedro de Cajas. It's all over this Andes mountain region.
But that area has is that considered a miracle from the church? And
yes.
And so they have
absolutely
pilgrim.
That's why they built a church around it.
Yeah.
And yes, they do probably have pilgrimages.
Yeah.
I didn't ask, but I'm sure that does happen.
And they naysayers describe that as I can't remember the word, the psychological word where you're pareidolia, where your brain makes up images to as something relatable. But yeah, I've always found that subject very interesting. But
no, absolutely. But listen, we're running short on time, and I don't know if Zoso is going live tonight. And I've got probably about another 15, 20 minutes of footage of today alone.
Zoso will, because he missed Wednesday and Friday. So I'd assume he's going to want to go live tonight.
Okay. So skip the next video of me climbing the mountain.
Videos out the wazoo. Tell me what to... All right, we just ran 10.
Go to the one underneath your comment to me, the Worldwide of Hats segment.
I can't easily do. I've got. I'll tell you. I'll start one, and if it's not the one you want, then
it's my face in the beginning of the video.
I can't really see that where I'm at.
Oh, okay.
Here, so
skip the video.
Next one is you in a cave, and the next one we didn't put any names on. So
yeah, skip the one of the cave.
Number. All right. This is the next one.
Okay, guys, we're here at Festival. Going to turn the camera around, and we're going to walk into it, see what's going on. Here it goes.
So part of this whole thing, this festival, is the men versus the women. So here in Peru, there's no question that there are two sexes, and only two sexes, a man and a woman. And they have fun with each other. They dress up in their customary ceremonial garb, and they go at each other with this snow foam. And they try and capture the other sex and bring them to the back of their line. And at the end of this whole game, the one who has the most people is the winner of the game. And so this is all part of that. They kind of dance around each other, work their way towards each other, and then they go at it with literally like shaving cream foam. It's hysterical. Yeah, would you?
Let's.
Yeah, here they come. This is the men making their way around towards the women. And the women are coming from the other side. And they're going to go head to head with this snow spray. It's hysterical. I tried to stay as close as I could without getting in the middle of it. Speed up a little more, guys.
Ed got it. Edgar!
Extra US.
Edgar!
Maybe it was the next one.
Yeah. Skip. Yeah. Go to the next one. Yes, sir. Men are all dressed in ponchos and sombreros, and the women are all dressed in their dresses and their scarves and their blouses. And you can see the women are very colorful. See in a minute. They grab one woman and capture her and bring her to their other side. They set up like a little station where they house the women and they keep 4 or 5 men around them, and the women do the same thing. Here it is. Here it comes. And here we go. They got her. And they just cover her with snow cream. They just keep going at it. This goes on for like a good hour. They dance around each other, then they go at each other. There's 2 separate bands playing, so the bands are playing opposite each other. It's hysterical. Sometimes they're playing the same thing, but at a different rhythm. And so they're kind of in sync, kind of like Row, Row, Row Your Boat, being sung by several people at intervals. I forgot what that's called. Norm? What's it called?
I can
in tandem.
I can barely hear anything right now. So
you can lower the music on this if you can, and I can talk over it a little.
yeah, my ears at this age gets difficult to hear. I didn't hear your question, Bruce. What?
I forgot what it's called when you got a group of people singing a song repetitively in tandem. Somebody starts Row, Row, Row Your Boat, then the next person starts, the next person starts.
That's
I forgot what it's called. I thought you'd know.
It's a quartet, like a barbershop quartet, or like Row, Row,
No.
Row.
It's intervals, but yeah, I'm trying to remember what the...
I can't remember the name.
Yeah.
Hawk! Squawk to the hawk. You got this one?
Philibor says it's called annoying.
Yeah. But you can see this guy is covered in shaving cream. Covered head to toe. He took his hat off and gave it to his brother because he was so covered. Sorry, I'm coughing.
Edgar!
That is Elvia's brother, Edgar. And he got covered too later on. Let's see. There's a 42-second video, one or two below that. Second one. Skip the next one and go to the one below it. Yeah. They get covered. There are several different games and activities that happen throughout the day and night. This is part of the beginning of the festival. They did it yesterday, and they do it again today. There's another game where they've got pottery hanging in trees in baskets. And they have to chop a tree down. And if they can chop the tree down in time, then they get the honor of having to plant a next tree for next year. And they get to be president of the festival for next year. And then they create and I guess they plan the festival. All right, let's see here.
And Pops is telling us to read the damn YouTube chat. It's called Singing in the Round.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Singing in the Round. Thank you. Okay.
Yeah.
There's a minute and 23-second video.
Read the damn YouTube chat.
Yeah.
Yeah. I should do that.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
All right. Well, we are actually after 9 o'clock, so we should probably go ahead.
All right. There's one more video I want you to go to. It's about 3.5 minutes, real quick. But it's where they make me a drink. Elvia, ¿cómo se dice nombre? She's asleep already. It says it in the video, but it's Elvia and this woman who's making the drink.
I have 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, and 13. Take your pick. That's what they're called, literally.
Oh, okay.
18 was I don't remember. 12 is the last one we played.
12 was the last one you played. 13, 14, 15. Go to 15. It should be Elvia's face. Nope, next one. Yes.
Video.
Esto es un licor tradicional de acá de la región. Es preparado con hierbas aromáticas y un poco de...
Okay. Azúcar and meal. So sugar and honey mixed together with whatever was boiling in there. Sí, un poco. Alcohol, un poco. That's the alcohol.
Let's dump a little extra in there.
Now here's the special tea going into it. Aromatic blends of whatever it is they're using to make the tea mix. And then they strain it in. Little lemon to top it off. Lemon. Gracias. For Pachamama.
Can you lower the volume a little? On that?
Salud. Here we go, guys. Down the hatch.
Okay, so this is a tea that's made with herbs and fruits, and then they add alcohol to it. As you saw her mixing in the alcohol, she really went wild with the alcohol. But as you saw, Elvia spilled off a little bit for Pachamama, Mother Earth. And then she gave me the glass, and it was delicious. And the whole point of this is to share with everybody good luck, good fortune. And because it's hot, it's helping keep you warm. So,
Uno más?
and it's called caliche.
Okay, what's in caliche?
Oh, you turn the volume up on this.
Herbs. Specifico? Uno más? Yerbas?
Sí.
Okay, and it looks like fruit.
Well, that's where it cut off. Looks a lot like my Sauerbraten, actually.
I was thinking the same thing. Hey, that looks familiar. Yeah. Bruce, you're muted.
Please go to the next video. It's 14 seconds and it finishes off that second segment. I hit the button accidentally and turned it off.
Was it this
14 seconds.
And I clipped it before it was done. So they make this, and they added sugar and honey, and then they mixed it up with the alcohol, and it's delicious.
Yeah. And then the next couple of videos are just me sharing it around with everybody. We had a lot of fun. There's a lot more to it than what I showed, but we had limited time, and I'm glad we were able to cover this much.
Indeed.
Okay, so dude has started, and we're over time, so we should.
That's fine.
Well, the chesticles are released, so go get your chesticles out there, guys. I'm going to set the raid for Zoso Dude right now. The raid is set, so when we finish, we will go off to Zoso Dude.
Yep. Very cool. Thank you for joining us tonight, and I'm glad I was able to get in here.
Quite a fusion show, actually. Little bit of technical, but what do you expect? I mean, we're coming from two different continents, practically. Well,
indeed.
Well,
all right. So,
indeed.
Go ahead, Norm.
I have to say this is delicious. I just poured my second one. This is actually a really good IPA if you have it in your area. Mango IPA from Pizza Port. Very, very good. So, just want to say that. So, I'm feeling pretty
say goodbye while you're at it.
Goodbye. Cheers. Enjoy your beer. Have a good night, guys. See you next week.
Hawk? Are you with us, Hawk? Squawk?
He has his mic muted, so I don't know.
Well, Squawk on behalf of Hawk tonight.
Thank you, Cosmic.
And on my part, good night, everyone. And I will say that this celebrator is known as a world-class beer, and it is, in fact, a world-class beer. I would say the Schwartz beer, the Kostriger, that was a very good dark beer. And Bruce, if you go back and watch the replay at the beginning of the show where you weren't there, I explained the difference between a stout and a black beer or a dark dunkel like this. But I will say that this Anger Celebrator is absolutely world class. And with that, I hope everyone comes back to see us again next week. And thanks for coming to see us this week.
God bless everybody, and peace out from Batman.
Oh, there's Hawk.
There's Hawk.
Squawk, squawk. Sorry,
Sorry?
I had to rescue a pizza. I almost burned it, but I didn't. Squawk,
Excellent. All right. Hawk saved the pizza, and that is an excellent way to end the show tonight. Go over and see Zoso Dude. And if you're on D-Live or if you're inclined to see a particularly good music show, Val Kimber is going live at 11 o'clock. That is 2 hours roughly from now, Eastern. And at 11:30, he has a very special premiere of a brand new video. And everybody is going to want to tune in for that. So go over to Val_Kimber tonight after Zoso Dude. And meanwhile, that's what I had to say.
Good night, everybody. Peace out.
Have a good day, everybody.
Squawk around and find out.
Folks, time to call a night. Do what you feel and keep both feet on the wheel. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. So till next time.
Move 'em on.
Hit 'em up.
Hit 'em up.
Move 'em on.
Move 'em on.
Hit 'em up.
Raw hard. Cut 'em out.
Ride 'em in.
Ride 'em in.
Cut 'em out.
Cut 'em out. Ride 'em in. Raw hard.
Let's get the hell out of here.